Hello everyone, my name is Button the Source. I'm from server 101. I'm with a guild named Dragonfire, and this is a recruitment video. Actually, it's an updated video. The first one I did was back in November, about 5 months ago. Back then, we were reaching the 250s, mid 200s of Clash of Worlds, and our stated goal in that video was that we wanted to get in the 100 to 150 range of Clash of Worlds. And I was asking players to join us that would help us to get to that level, and we've got there. In succeeding weeks, we were at 154, at 149, and at 137. Unfortunately, when we get to this point, we lose the next fight and drop back down into the 200s. And we just need one more win to reach the top 100. And that is our current goal. Now that we've reached the mid 100s, we want to get up to the top 100. So we are a guild that is growing very fast. Just a couple of seasons ago, we were in the 600-700s, and we have now improved all the way up to the 100s. The upper 100s, and we're almost to the top 100. So after having reached 137, we had some bad luck. We had a player end up in the hospital. He's now been in the hospital for a couple of months. We had another player have to pause the game because of real-life issues. We were already short a couple of players before this happened, so now we're short 4 players. And that's 4 really strong players, and that's really difficult to overcome when you're fighting against these top guilds. So we have now fallen to 234. Now, once we refill and reload our guild with 4 new strong players, we should be able to reach the top 100 pretty soon, eventually. And that's my appeal to the people listening to this video is, hey, we need help. Please come help us. Come join us. Help us achieve greatness by reaching the top 100 and then continuing to grow from there. We are a guild that is upwardly mobile. You can see that we are currently in Duke League Division 4. So we've been shorthanded 4 players lately. And then a 5th player has been out of the country. And there's always another person missing. And you see we had a close loss a little while ago, and our last 2 wins have been just by bare margins. And the reason why is because we just run out of attacks at the end. We're missing, 20 hero attacks and 8, actually a dozen hero attacks and 8 Titan attacks. And that just really hurts us because we're not a particularly powerful guild. We're just very skilled. Like the one problem that we have in Clash of Worlds right now is that, while we have some players with 1 million hero armies, most of us are just here in the mid 2 million range. And so we just have to make up with it with skill, and we do. And we actually also have very strong Titans. That's our strength. But the reason, we are in server 101. We're not in the top 10 servers, or even 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. And all of those servers everybody has 3 1 mil armies. So we're always at a disadvantage for now. Another 6 months or so, we'll probably catch up. So that's what's going on in Clash of Worlds. That's our focus. That's our goals. We want to achieve greatness there. And we want to ask you to come partner with us and help us achieve greatness. Now, a little bit about our server. It's server 101, and it really is aptly named because this is Hero Wars 101 here. This is where you come to learn. We have a very strong server. All of the guilds here are recruited from other servers. So every guild here is powerful and strong, and there's not much of a difference between the various guilds here. So for a long time, this was the typical order of finish for our guilds. The League of Legends was a Chinese guild. They were all maxed within the first couple of months of the server. And then the German guild Origin, and we were 3rd, Dragonfire. And then a couple of Japanese guilds were 4 and 5. And This was the case. League of Legends was first for about a year and a half. Then eventually Origin caught up to them, and they went back and forth for a while. Then Origin eventually passed them the past few months. Meanwhile, the past few months, Dragonfire and the two Japanese guilds, we were all really close. We were all finishing within 100 points of each other at the end of the week. And all three of us were gaining quickly on the top two guilds. And eventually, we finally caught them. You know, before my last recruiting video, I was saying it was our goal to catch them, and we did. We succeeded. And this was, we finally caught them. You know, we've been playing for 2 years now. We'd never beat League of Legends before. We finally beat them, and we finished second for the week, and fairly dominantly too, in fact. And it sure looked like things are going to turn out great for us. But of course, League of Legends, not only did they lose second, they dropped all the way down to fourth, and they just split apart. Their guild just collapsed. And unfortunately, all of their a few of their players left the server. A couple of their best players went to the #1 guild, so that pushed them even further ahead of us, right? And a couple of players went to the Onyan Kopon, which is one of the Japanese guilds. And then like 5 or 6 went to Okonomiyaki, the #5 guild. And so instead of us being in second place now, the 5th place guild is now in second. So we were so close to finally being second and challenging first. But instead, the 1st place guild got stronger. The 5th place guild is now in second. And we're still stuck in third, where we've been for 2 years, essentially. And League of Legends is no more, and they've been replaced by a Russian guild. And but look, all of our guilds here, all the top 4, and Dread's not far behind now. The top 4 are all top 200 guilds. Origin and Okonomiyaki are top 100 guilds. We've seen Origin in the top 50 a few times. And look, we're server 101. We're not one of these early servers, but we have a super strong. So if you want a place to come and learn the game, this is where you want to do it. You're going to find the best players, the best hero combinations here. And you'll notice that nobody dominates the power. So you've got all these different guilds up here at the top, right? There's no one dominant guild. And also for Titans, right? And in fact, we have the #1 player. He's got max Titans, and he's finishing around 100 in the Tournament of Elements every week. So we have a very strong server, a very balanced server. And I have to warn you, if you come here, it's going to be hard, right? There's no such thing as anybody staying #1 forever, or any guild staying #1 forever in the arena. The arena changes hands between guilds all throughout the day, and there's just constant turnover at the top. No one stays there forever, so that's a good thing. You know, from those of you who are on these servers where there's one dominant guild and nobody else has a chance, well, that's not the case here. If you come here, you have a chance to eventually grow into first, and it's very exciting here. Actually, a lot of other servers are boring. This one is not. So a note about our guild: half of our guild has been here for 2 years. Over 20 players have been here for over a year, and it's just the back end of our guild that we're struggling to keep full, and hopefully this recruiting video will resolve that problem for us. And we are an older guild for the most part. Our players are kind of older. We're pretty chill. We're very mature. There's not a lot of drama in our chat. We're pretty tight knit. We've been playing with each other, like I said, for 2 years now. And we're not a super guild, right? The Origin and League of Legends, they were super guilds. And for over a year, we were the 5th or 6th most powerful guild on our server, and yet we still finished 3rd most weeks. And we did that with skill. So we can really help you learn to develop hero teams. We can train you to fight in manual mode with your Titans if you don't know how to do that. That's huge for us. We were always smaller than our competitors, but we could beat them with skill. All right, so we can teach that to any player who comes if you don't already know how to do that. Of course, we have a lot of hero tricks that we can teach you when you come. In any case, our goal, we were chasing the top spot. We've never finished first. We've only been second a handful of weeks. And with the collapse of League of Legends and their players going to our rivals, it put us back a little bit again. But we're still catching up, and we're going to get there eventually. And what's amazing is that while we've never won Gold League on our server, and we're on server 101, remember, we are still now just a stone's throw away from being one of the top 100 guilds in all of Clash of Worlds, right? So that's how amazing our server is, how amazingly difficult and powerful our server is. And like I said, we just need a little bit of help getting us over that hump to get up there into the top 100. I mean, we're a little bit low right now, but you know, once we get some bodies in here, we'll be okay. So I expect there's going to be a lot of interest in joining us. So what I'm going to say is that the strongest 4 players that contact me this week, I'll bring you over. And I really do want to encourage people to come. We need your help. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with us. You're going to have a lot of fun with our server. Other players that have come here are pretty amazed at how competitive and interesting, difficult, and exciting our server is. So if this interests you, please respond to me, and I look forward to talking with you. Thank you very much for your consideration.